Alright, what's up guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. This is Elementary Season 4, Episode 16, Hounded. Um, like I said last week, I was really excited for this one going into it because it is now this show's version of the Hounds of Baskerville, which has always been kind of one of the few cases that I do know of Sherlock Holmes from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but always one that kind of intrigued me. You know, like some of the cases have had supernatural feels to them. Not non-elementary. I'm talking about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Like some of them did have supernatural feel to it, and like questioning, oh, is this actually something supernatural? This is one that was a bit supernatural and a bit, what if this is just a crazy animal? You know, what if that's what it is? So you know, it's always been one that did intrigue me. So I was wondering how they were going to go with it. They took it modern. It ended up being a mechanical dog in the end. Anyway, but yeah, overall, I did enjoy this episode. There were, you know, it wasn't completely memorable. It wasn't one I'm going to be like, oh, do you remember that Hounds of Baskerville episode? But you know, it was good. The whole premise is about the fortune of the Baskerville family. So that's how does Baskerville tie in? Well, there you go. So the Baskerville family has a huge fortune. One of the sons, or one of the heirs, died, the oldest heir, and so now, you know, his brother is next in line, and then they have a cousin who's also next in line after that. So after the brother of the guy who died gets attacked, well, now the cousin's looking like the guilty party, and then Sherlock says, well, what if there's an heir we don't know about? And so they pretend to have the brother of the dead guy kill the cousin. So now nobody's the heir, because if any of the heirs like have a felony on their record, they become ineligible for the fortune. So now nobody's an heir, and then sure enough, the missing heir that nobody knew about stepped in and said, hey, I'm actually an heir, here's my papers, you know, here's emails between me and my boss telling me that I was an heir, that I was his niece, he was my uncle, blah blah blah. So it was an interesting case. It took a good turn, and I like how it ended. But the part that kind of I felt shortchanged on was whenever they faked the brother of the dead guy killing their cousin. I wanted to see how they were going to do that, because all we saw were a bunch of newspapers up on the wall 5 days later after he had that conversation with the dead guy's brother. They come back from the commercial break, he's doing yoga with all those newspapers saying that this guy died, there's no heir to the Baskerville fortune, and then that's when the girl made her move. They could have done some interesting stuff showing how they faked his death. You know? Like, I kind of wanted to see them fake it. I didn't want to just see, oh yeah, newspapers say this and she just believes it because, yeah. You know, it would have been much more interesting to have her actually see him getting killed, you know, at the company. Because, honestly, that's immediately what I thought whenever he said, what if there's a missing heir? I thought, it's got to be somebody working at his company, right? Because they're the only ones that had access to his access codes. So I don't know. I wish they would have done something clever with that, other than just, oh, here are newspaper clippings saying that he's dead. But you know, that didn't really take away too much from the episode. It felt like something they could have done to make it even better, and they didn't go that route. And I'm just feeling a little disappointed about it. But you know, the case itself was good, and had a good twist in the end. But once again, you know, even though the case this week wasn't exactly the best, the stuff going on behind the scenes is incredible. Emmy Hawes, the Emmy, Sherlock at the beginning of the episode notices that he made a mistake on one case, and so you find out that the bombing that happened the few weeks. I can't remember how long ago the episode was, but the bombing that happened in there that killed the girl that he was interested in, it's having an effect on him. And throughout this whole episode, you're just kind of like, is Sherlock going to be able to get through to him? What's going to happen with him? But I think, not that the ending was completely unpredictable, I kind of did see it coming, but I think the nice thing about this and how they handled it is seeing Sherlock kind of become vulnerable with him, because he sees in Hawes the same thing that he saw in himself whenever Irene died back in England. That tip of the iceberg where you could fall off on either side and end up completely wrong either way, completely messed up. And he sees that in him and wants to help him so he doesn't travel down the same path that Sherlock was on. So that was the really nice thing about this episode, was seeing him kind of open up, because he didn't want a friend to make the same mistakes that he did. But on a sad note, that might mean that Hawes isn't on the show anymore. And I was just like, whenever he said, here are 3 candidates, I'm just like, okay, so what? Just gonna be gone for a few weeks. We're gonna have a new ME. Maybe the new ME comes in and is involved in a murder case or something, something like that. But then he's like, I don't know, I may never come back. I'm like, oh. But, and it's funny because if you had asked me his name, like, last week, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. But to be honest, he's not a big part of the show, but he is an important part of the show. Like, I know who he is. Like, whenever I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, it's the ME. He's a part of the show. He's somebody that's been there. He's a familiar face. That's why that one episode where the girl dies that he was talking to was kind of emotional, because he's kind of been in the background. He's not somebody that we focus on a lot. So to finally have an episode focused on him was kind of like, okay, we're getting a bit more backstory on him. We're getting a bit more character development. And now he's leaving. And we're getting a new ME. I'm just kind of like, I don't want change. And not that it's a bad thing or anything like that, but it's kind of sad to think about. I was just getting around to really starting to, remember his name, learning more about his character, just as he's leaving the show. So is he coming back? Maybe, who knows? But the important thing is we're having a new ME on the show. So, but the story this week was really good, and good character development for Sherlock. So this is kind of a short review, but yeah, that's it for this episode. Pretty good case, good story going on for the characters. I'm okay with it. It's another good elementary episode. So yeah, now the only, I guess, one other thing I need to talk about is the new night. Why are they going to Sunday nights? It was working out perfectly for me. Okay, I had Sunday nights, Walking Dead, easy enough. Monday nights, Supergirl and Gotham on at the same time. Actually, Supergirl's not coming back for. Actually, maybe that show will be back next week. Anyway, but they're on at the same time, so that one didn't work out as well. Tuesday, NCIS at 8, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at 9, People vs. OJ at 10. Works out perfectly. Wednesday night, Criminal Minds all on its own, but now it's going to be Criminal Minds followed by Criminal Minds Beyond Borders, I think is what it's called. So that worked out well. And then Thursday nights at 8 had Legends of Tomorrow, 9 The Blacklist, which isn't coming back till April, and then 10 Elementary. So now Thursday nights are getting a lot less cluttered. Sunday nights just got a whole lot more frustrating to try to work around. Mainly because, I want to say The Walking Dead comes on at 10, and I'm pretty sure that's when Elementary's coming on, so yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, so that's it for this review. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you want to see coming up soon, because we are getting into near the end of the season, so hopefully this stuff with Sherlock's dad is going to pop up pretty soon. But anyway, let me know what you want to see. Leave a like and subscribe for more elementary reviews, and I'll see you at the next review. Peace out.